everybody, so I decided to film a video outside today because it is such a lovely day out and it's actually cooler outside than it is in my house right now. Today I wanted to show you my top 10 favorite bold, bright blushes for summer. Now, I'm absolutely obsessed with blush. If I could pick one product to wear like the rest of my life, it would be blush. I just have a weakness for it. Which will be seen in the fact that 3 of the blushes I'm going to show you, I realized yesterday when swatching, are pretty much identical. So that shows that I'm a complete makeup junkie, a complete blush junkie, but it's good because I have a drugstore dupe for 2 of the higher end blushes that I am going to show you. Now, I really like wearing bright blush. Not everybody does. People like more neutral or, you know, afraid a lot of color, but all of the blushes that I'm going to show you today can be blended out nicely for a much softer look. You don't have to wear them like fully pigmented, full force, bright blush. Yeah. So let's get started. So the first blush that I have is from NARS, and it is in the color Desire. Now I actually picked this up a couple of years ago when I was in New York and I went to the original Bleecker Street location for NARS, and I had to get something. I didn't have to get something, but I wanted to get something from the original location, so I picked up this. Now this is a really gorgeous, bright, almost neon pink with very blue undertones. Like most of the NARS blushes that I have tried, this one is super pigmented. It's matte, so it's very easy to blend. You don't have to worry about shimmer, making pores look bigger, anything like that. It's just an all-around really pretty blush. And like I said, if you don't like wearing it bang on like that, it is easily blended out. Now, I did say there's 3 blushes that look very similar, and this is the second one that I noticed looks almost identical to NARS Desire. It is the Amazonian Clay Blush in the color Amused. Now, these are supposed to be like the 12-hour wearing blushes. To be completely honest, I don't time myself. I'm not like setting a clock to see if this lasts 12 hours. I really haven't paid attention to it, to be honest. What I can tell you about it is that it is very pigmented. Again, it's super smooth. The only difference I would say in terms of quality is that this has a little bit of fallout, especially if you're swatching with your finger, which most people don't do unless you're doing a blog post or one of these videos. It is almost identical, like I said, to NARS Desire. This one maybe has a little bit more blue tone. This one has a touch of red, but when swatched, honestly, they're almost identical. The third blush that I said is very similar to those 2 is by Sonia Kashuk, and it is one of her beautifying blushes in the color Flushed. Now originally these were only available at Target in the States, but I believe that the Targets in Canada are now selling them as well, so it shouldn't be that difficult to find. Again, it's a bright pink, blue undertones. It's a bit lighter than the other 2 that I just showed you, but it can be built up if you want to get as bright of a look for a much better price, because I believe that these are retail for under $10. So I'll show you the 3 together. Someone's shooting somebody right now. Those are the 3 together. So you can see they're fairly similar. This one does look a little bit lighter, like I said, but swatched, they pretty much all look the same. Now carrying on with the pink blushes, I have a cream one, and this is from MAC, and it's actually one of their cream color bases, and this is in the color Pink Shock. Now my understanding with the cream color bases is that it can be used anywhere, cheeks, lips, eyes. For me, I just use it on my cheeks. In terms of eyes, too bright, don't really go around with neon pink eyes most of the time, and for lips, I find that this is quite drying, but for cheeks it works perfectly. Now these take probably about 20 seconds to set, and I like to layer my blushes, so if I'm using a cream blush like this, I'm not usually wearing it alone. I'll probably put, you know, NARS Desire or something similar over top of it, but they can be worn alone. Once they set, they're in place. They don't really go to a powder finish like one of the other cream blushes I'm going to show you, but they're not so like slippery that, you know, they're off your face in 5 minutes. So that's that one there. It's, again, really nice, hot pink. I like the same color, I guess. Blue undertones, and it would look nice with any of the other 3 blushes that I showed you. Now the last pink one I have to show you is something I am so ridiculously excited about. Now this does not release until July 1st, but I was sent one and I've been using it every single day since I got it. My sister's been using it almost every single day since I got it, and we both absolutely love it. I'm so excited. It is in my opinion, like the best the blush has to offer. It's everything I like in a blush combined. So it is from Dior. See the cute little packaging? And it is one of their new Dior blush cheek creams, and it's in the color, I'm gonna say Paréo? I don't really know how to pronounce that. It's just, oh, it's amazing. It's a sort of, it reminds me a lot of those Maybelline bouncy blushes in terms of texture, but I didn't find that those were very pigmented, and I didn't find that they, you know, were easy to blend. This is like insanely pigmented. It's so easy to blend. It's just, oh, it's beautiful. It's probably a hotter pink than all the other ones that I've showed you so far. It's got red and blue undertones to it. It's just, honestly, if you don't have anything from Dior, you need to get this. If you do love Dior, you need to get this. Everybody needs to get this. This is probably my all-time favorite product from the line, and like I said, I'm obsessed, and when they do release on July 1st, I'm going to be getting the rest of the colors because I love it that much. So the last pink product I have to show you is another Dior one. I purchased this probably 2 months ago and I absolutely love it. It is the Dior Rosy Glow Blush in Petal. Now I believe that this is one of these blushes that is supposed to work, I don't know if it's with your pH balance, something it's supposed to work so that it's customized to you. I'm the only one who's really tried it. I'm not even sure if I've tried this on my sister, so I can't really tell you if it does change colors depending on the person, but what I can say is that it's amazing. I'm actually wearing some of it right now. I don't know if you can tell with the lighting outside. It's a light pink, but it's bright. It gives you this really pretty glow. Super soft and creamy. It's just, I have other Dior blushes, but this would definitely be my favorite from the line. And if you're looking, you know, Dior's not cheap. And if you're looking for products that, you know, you want to try one thing from the line, this would be a good one, as well as this one, which I told you about, that I'm absolutely in love with. So these are two really great products from Dior. Now the next blush that I'm going to show you isn't as bright as the other ones, which I know this is supposed to be like my top 10 bright, bold blushes. But this one can be built up, and I also thought it would be nice because not everybody wants to wear those bright, shocking pink colors that I just showed you. So it's this one here. It's by Uemura, and it is in the color Soft Coral. It's a really nice peachy pink coral. It's light, but it's bright at the same time, if that makes any sort of sense. It's like a light color, but it gives you like a brightening effect, and it can be built up, you know, if you want something that's more pigmented. It's super smooth. It's really nicely pigmented. I kind of keep saying that about all of them, but you know, they're my favorite blushes, so I'm not really going to show you something that is chalky and doesn't blend and hardly has any pigmentation. So yeah, I really like this. I want to actually try more blushes from the line because I am so impressed by this. The only con for me is the fact that if you want to have its own little like palette to put it in, I think you have to pay like $11, $13 more, but anybody who has a Z palette is fine, and I actually just keep mine in this little plastic thing with the cover. The next is a cream blush by the company Joe Fresh in the color Melon. Now, Joe Fresh is a Canadian company, but I believe they have moved into the States because the last time I was at a JCPenney, I actually saw one of those signs that said like Joe Fresh coming 2013 or spring 2013. Unlike the MAC one, which I said takes you know, a little bit of time to set, this one dries to a powder-like finish almost immediately, but it's soft enough that you have time to blend it out. It's not one of those, you know, sometimes you put like a cream blush on your cheek and then like you have 2 seconds to try to blend it and then it's stuck and it looks like, that's not one of these. This is a nice sort of bright neon, almost, I guess, coral. It looks beautiful by itself. Like I said, I usually like to wear my I usually like to wear my powder blushes on top of my cream blushes, but this is the exception. I will wear this one alone. It's very similar to a lot of the MAC cream blushes that I've tried. I actually have quite a few upstairs, and I really like this formula better. It's not as slippery, and when you have oily skin like I do, you don't want something that's just going to slide off your face, is what I find happens with the MAC blushes. So that's that one there. So the last two blushes are both from the Orange family. The first one is another Tarte Amazonian clay blush, and this is in the color Gypsy. It's a really pretty bright orange, but with red and coral undertones. So I'd say it falls somewhere between a coral and an orange, I guess. Like the Amuse, which is here, very well pigmented, easy to blend, does have that little bit of fallout, but it's not bad enough not to get it. Like, they're such nice blushes, who cares if there's a tiny little bit of powderiness to them. Just really pretty. These are like my two main summer blushes. I love them. I kind of go between the two of them most summers. Now I have a few others I've added to my collection, but if you haven't tried the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes, I would highly recommend that you check them out. So the last blush is from Chanel, and this was part of their spring collection. I'm not sure if this is limited edition. I have a feeling for some reason that this is part of their permanent line, but it was featured in their spring line. And it is their blush in Frivole. Now this is an actual, like, true orange color. There's no red, no coral, it's orange. Really nicely pigmented again, really smooth. My only problem with this blush is the smell. It smells very florally to me, and I'm not really that big on floral scents. But other than that, it's really nice. It's my first blush from Chanel. I probably won't be buying a lot because, let's be honest, Chanel blushes are super expensive, and I mean, even more expensive than, say, like the Tarte blushes, which I think are just as good of quality, if not better. So that is it for my bright, bold blushes for summer. Be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite blush is for summer, and you know, knowing me, I'll probably go out and pick it up. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!